Welcome to Rick Scale Model Fix and it's kit review time. This time we're looking at a brand new release from ICM. Nice to see that it's still up and running despite the recent conflicts in the Ukraine. This time it's depicting the Ghost of Kyiv, or Kiev, and it's a MiG-29 of the Ukrainian Air Force in that lovely pixelated digital camo. Some really thought-provoking artwork there. So without further ado, let's conduct the box top tour. So on the box side you've got port and starboard profiles. Box end, you got the Ghost of Kyiv or Kiev and the titles and the artwork. On the opposite box side you've got some text about the airframe and the service. So without further ado, let's unbox it and get on with the review. So lifting the lid on any ICM kit reveals the white cardboard box that contains the parts, and opening that we've got a small bag containing the plastic. Now it is worth mentioning that this is an older tooling of their MiG-29. So we've got the instruction booklet in nice glossy paper, clear assembly call out, and that lovely artwork. And we've got two Deckle sheets in the bottom of the box there. We've got that pixel camo and what looks to be a generic sheet with national insignia and aircraft numbers. Taking a look at the instruction book, it is only 4 sides of A4. We've got a parts map inside the front cover, some parts marked not for use. And assembly looks pretty straightforward. So in step 1 we've got cockpit tub, instrument panel and a 1-part seat being painted and adding together. Then it's on with the nose gear in stage 2, main gear in stage 3. Step 4 sees the completed tub cemented in place on the upper fuselage section A1, and then the fuselage coming together once everything's dry. Stage 6 looks a little bit cluttered, so we've got the wings, tails and vertical surfaces being added, canopy in the closed position and the intakes all being added to the model at once. Intake sections are being built up in subsections around the main assembly, so just take care on what parts go where. Not expecting a great level of detail in this kit. Weaponry that's been assembled in part 6, assembled in stage 13, along with a pitot tube and undercarriage gear bay doors, and that sees the model complete. Deckle placement guide looks quite straightforward, giving a number of options, but there's no details of any airframes or pilots associated with the schemes. Taking a look at the decals, they do look to be well printed. Might be a slight issue matching some of the colours to this if it's going on an overall grey background, but ICM have released a set of paints to coincide with the release of this kit. No manufacturer's logo other than ICM, so I don't know who's printed those. The smaller sheet contains the aircraft identifying numbers, national insignia and some basic stencil data. Moving on to the plastic, all the sprues are contained in a single sticky fold over flap type bag. Clear parts are individually wrapped, which is nice to see. They do look quite thick, we won't get those out to protect them, but they do look really thick. We have 3 sprues. So the first one is sprue A, which does reveal a few issues. Like we say, ICM did claim that this was one of their older kits. Panel lines are engraved, a little bit thick. There's a bit of flash starting to appear here and there, but nonetheless with some clean up should look quite good. Blind side, there's quite some steep ejector pin marks there, that towers that are going to need removing. So with this being an older model tooling, it's just going to need some prep before we go down the build sequence. Next sprue contains wheels and drop tanks which are marked not for use, and some weaponry there. Main gear, again there's flash creeping in. It's going to take some care to just prepare these parts for assembly. Sprue B's got the wings and the major flying surfaces on there. One piece ejector seat there, which does look rather basic and full of flash. Intake sides, tails and tailplanes. Undercarriage doors have got raised rivet detail on the inside, and the instrument panel does look quite nice. So overall, probably not up to the recent standards of ICM, but that's not to judge them. They've released a product that is fitting and raising money for the Ukrainian armed forces. If you don't want to build this model, then Trumpeter do a 76 scale MiG-29, which would be a suitable replacement. But nonetheless, I think we'll have a go at this and get a build underway and pay our own little tribute to the Ukrainian Air Force and the battle that they've undergone recently. So there we have ICM's MiG-29 in 72nd scale. Certainly showing its age. I think it was released in the 90s, 95, something like that. But a quick check on scale mates will confirm that. I'm certainly going to build the kit, as like I said, as my tribute to the struggle that Ukraine are undergoing at the moment. And we'll see what results we can obtain with the kit. Given the retail price in the UK of around £17, you'd probably pay that for a Deckle sheet these days. So it won't be the end of the world if you replace the plastic with a Trumpeter example of the MiG-29. So until next time everybody, please look after yourselves, stay well and take care.